HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing on this Tuesday evening? What's going on, Hoop? Hey, I'm gonna need to salute you going on the players the players choice on the panel. Man, I be wanna go on there and try to battle it out with those dudes right there. Cause I think some know basketball and then some don't. But I'm willing to, I'm gonna watch it, make sure to see my guy on there. So my bro on there. But anyway, man, got 24 people coming in here, 27. We up in here, y'all. So uh we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about tonight. Um First and foremost, if you are watching this live stream, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And if you want to become an exclusive member of the family, all you have to do is just jump out of the chat, hit the join button, and just choose between the two tiers that you want to use. That you want to utilize. You can either use blue or purple. All proceeds go back to the channel, and you would be able to get everything exclusive from me. All polls, all text, all community posts, whatever, you get that from me, and you'll be able to know when I'll go online and I go live um, before anybody else does. So just want people to understand that's where we at. And if you want to hit to actually donate, you hit the Cash App to HBCU Overdrive. Like I said, all money goes back towards the channel. It does not go in my pocket. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do any justice. Just try to keep your money. It goes back directly into the channel. All right. So let's see where everybody's from. Make sure you put in the chat where you're from and what school you repping. Where you're from and what school you repping. So that way we know who legit and who's a hater. And here's my assistant right here, Mr. Clay. She's always here. And I think everybody just finished up Jeff Lacey. I know not Blue, but I know Swagger the Fool have a show going on right now. But we all share this space, man, and It's all nothing but love. So so pretty much that's what's going on. What that is what's up right here. And also, um, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get into what's going on. You got Jay White in the building, repping Alabama A&M. Miss Jackson from the ATL, Albany State. I see you. She gets the Draco. Hmm. Adrian, I will say something to you, but I'm trying to be in a calm mood tonight. Man, look, I'm ready for the season to start. I'm ready for this season to start, but man, it's all good. Got got the resident encyclopedia, Mr. Chuck Hunt, Ronald Hunt, all the way from Monroe, Louisiana. Always in the building. Always in the building, making sure that we on our P's and Q's up in here, man. What's going on, man? Hey, look, it, I usually go on at 7. It's Tuesday. I really didn't go on yesterday because I was tired. I was tired when I came in yesterday from work, and I was like, you know what, forget it. I actually came in, ate dinner, watched TV with the missus, and damn near fell asleep early. And all the foolishness get ready to start now. So, but before we even get into that news, let's see something. See what I can get. Y'all give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull something up. Trying to do something. Let her know, Whitley. Tell them. You better behave. Yeah. Rest and it is important to me. I try to keep it important. Um, I have my faults. I have, I tend to do more with with this and family, but I'm trying to break that trying to break that cycle. But uh, I'm trying to break that cycle. So we it's gonna be all good though. It's gonna be all good. What's good, Juwan? Juwan Ford, what's going on, homie? We all family up in here. Mr. Hardy, as always, coming in. It's not. It's not. So I want to know people's opinion while I'm doing this. How did y'all like the documentary from Under Armour, the short documentary about Jackson State from Under Armour? Because I actually loved it. I want to get people's opinion on it. Put this sign off right here. How do y'all like the documentary? Just want people. I just want to find out. All right. Everybody say Mr. Hardy says top notch play. Ooh, excellent. Shout out. Yes. Shout out to Austin and the squad over there, man. For put one hell of a feature right. Yes. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. So let's get into it right now. So the first thing we got going on tonight is gotta read this off right here. All right. Y'all remember when I talked to Mr. Pelt from Urban Edge Network about um just picking the brain and trying to get spill about the company and stuff like that. So, we all get online and what we saw is this. I'm trying to get all this stuff. Y'all just don't know how tired I was. All right. All right. So here we go. So first thing first, we got Urban Edge Network. Urban Edge partners with the Texas Legends, which is the G League team of the Dallas Mavericks. Now the Legends are currently presided by Spud Webb. And so this is what I'm reading off right here. This is all history right here. History. Announcing Urban Edge Network as the official streaming platform of your Texas Legends. Catch all the live action on UEN. This partnership marks the first time a black owned media group has the streaming rights to a G League team. Uh, I just have to say this, man. When it's when basketball season starts back up and the G League starts back up, also with the NBA, I will be tuned in to watch uh more G League games on this network. And the reason why I say that is because black owned, like, just it's crazy because you don't see a lot of things that we have that's black owned and a major a major sports affiliation picks it up. So I want to give kudos to Mr. Pep for making that all that happen right there. And hopefully that this becomes successful in the long run, because not only does this sheds a light for black owners and black entrepreneurs, but it also sheds a light towards the G League teams that's here, based where this one is based in Dallas Fort Worth area in Frisco. And so I would pretty much be watching this. I'm trying to go to a game. Like I like I love the concept of this being shown through this platform, and it's black owned. So that's my whole spiel about that right here. Oh, so let's let's cut the chit chat right here. I mean, most everybody know what they come for. Um, I mean, and then you got the haters. You're gonna have the haters come in, and basically they're gonna say, "Well, you're not. Y'all gonna be back to where y'all was at. Um, you're gonna be back at on. You're gonna be back at square one." So gonna be everybody gonna say we're gonna be back at square one. We ain't gonna be nothing. We're gonna be back in the dark ages. Um, but I don't see anything happening right now. They're just showing interest. Um, y'all have to understand. In fact, hold on. Let me pull this screen up right here. Mr. Brown, how you doing today? How you doing? How you doing? Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. All right. So I'm gonna read it off to you. So basically this came out from HBCU game day. Um Stephen Gaither just, he came out with another interesting article, and this was sent to me by Blue, and Blue is a big time follower and contributor to the show. So he was like, "Hey man, I know you got a show. You know, I was on the bus, so he sent it to me. He's like, I know you got a show tonight, and I know this might be something that you want to talk about before you start doing the players." I was like, "Yeah, you know, my whole thing is, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm still on the bus doing all my slides and stuff, so I can get home to get, you know, get it all on the laptop and stuff." So, um, Ashley Robinson has made waves at Jackson State University, but another SWAC school is interested. Sources tell HBCU Game Day. Now, this I'm not saying I'm doing speculation. I'm just reading off what is on this article. If nobody haven't read it, um, Ashley Robinson has made waves as Jackson State University Director of Athletics, including signing Dean Young Sanders. But another SWAC school has him in its sights, one that he's very familiar with. Sources tell HBCU Game Day that Prairie View is interested in bringing Robinson back to Texas, and those sources indicate that Robinson is at least aware of the interest. Uh, a native of Jackson, Mississippi, previously served as director of athletics at Prairie View A&M from 2013 to through 2018 before returning back to take over Jackson State University. Robinson signed a contract extension in 2022 that runs through 2026. So, innocent, y'all understand, innocence, he's still tied to the school. Um, they gonna go to the site, big dog. They gonna go to the site, but I'm just saying, you know, some people don't like to read it. They want to be, you know, his sing along. But I mean, but he has. I mean, while he was at Prairie View, he did do a lot of things while he was at Prairie View. Um, and when he was brought in at Prairie View, he was brought in by Dr. Ruth Simmons. Um, his accolades at Prairie View um, were to upgrade the facilities, which included the the building of the new football stadium and the athletics administration basically upgraded the track and field complex, new soccer field, and upgrades to the baseball and softball facilities. So basically, while he was at Prairie View, he also implemented the athletics directors club with membership increasing annually. Season ticket sales increased annually um, while he was at Prairie View. He also created and expanded on corporate partnerships for the department, brought into the brand exposure and reach of Prairie View A&M athletics. He also was the main man who hired Willie Simmons to coach at Prairie View. And also, he was the man who hired Eric Dooley at Prairie View, too. So, under the at Jackson State, under A.D. Robinson's leadership, the first thing that he did was to hire a women's basketball coach, which he hired Tamika Reed. And y'all already know what has transpired when he hired her. Um, SWAC titles of women's basketball, making the NCAA tournament, also, almost pulling off an upset of LSU at their house, um, bringing in players from Power Five, Group of Five schools, and gelling together. Also, he did make the hire of uh, ex NBA player Mo Williams, who's also from Jackson, Mississippi, Murrah High School. In his first season at Jackson State, we placed third in the league, went all the way to the SWAC, if I'm not mistaken, it was the SWAC championship game. And we lost to who was it? I forgot who we lost to. That lets you know how crazy the basketball season was. But the main thing that he did was make the hire of Deion Sanders as head coach of the football team. Also having TC Taylor being retained, bringing TC Taylor in prior to uh, Deion Sanders coming to Jackson State, being on the staff with Coach Hendricks, being retained by Deion, and then ascended to the highest level as a head coach of the football program right now. So Ashley Robinson has done a lot in his short amount of time at Jackson State. Also, when you look at it, he did during his time, and especially last season, we won men's cross country, we won the women's soccer, football, and women's basketball. Like I said, third place, um, coming in third in the SWAC in men's basketball. Um, um, Kind of have a little bit of struggles for baseball, but we're gonna pick that back up. And also graduating 70 student athletes last year, and the athletes having a 3.1 GPA overall as a collective. The man has done wonders in his time at Jackson State. Will it be time for him to go somewhere else? We don't know. I'm not putting this out there. I'm just I'm just stating I'm just stating facts. I'm not trying to put everything out there. I'm just stating facts. So it's it's interesting that he's been shown interest from Prairie View again, with the fact that they do have a new president in Dr. LeGrand, um, who took over Ruth Simmons on June 1st, to be exact. Um, to me, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, would say that the AD, he'll still be here. He'll still be at Jackson, because I feel like he's not done trying to build Jackson State into an athletic prowess. Put it just like that, and to an athletic prowess. He sees big things with Jackson State, and also, man, he's from Jackson. Like, he's from home. He's at home. But, but it does sound tempting to get that Texas A&M money, is what I call it. It does sound tempting to get that Texas A&M money. So I just want to see what, you know. the fuss is all about. Because I feel like this: if I play devil's advocate, yes, I do. If he were to leave, if he were to leave, I feel like he would have a replacement that is equal to him to keep the ball rolling. That is if he was to leave. If he's to stay, if he was to stay, the SWAC is in trouble. The SWAC is in trouble. The only other person that is equal, that is equally on the same page as Ashley Robinson would be AD Paul Bryant at Alabama A&M. I'm just saying he's the all he's the only one that is pretty much on equal footing with AD Ashley Robinson, and that is Paul Bryant. Paul Bryant from Alabama A&M. They're both innovative. They're both um, well known. They're both progressive. I'm just saying. I'm literally just saying. Those are the only two that he's the only other AD in the SWAC that is pretty much on the same equal footing with AD Robinson, and that's Paul Bryant. Now, there are other ADs in the SWAC that can actually get on the same type of wavelength as Ashley Robinson. Also, one for sure will be Tiffany Dawn Sykes at FAMU. I see um, you're gonna take your lumps, you're gonna take your hiccups, but in the end, she's progressive. She is a progressive athletic director. Another person I feel like that can be on the same footing as like a Ashley Robinson and a Paul Bryant. I would say, hmm, I would say Dr. Travion Scott at Grambling. He kind of, and I'm saying like this: the last couple of months, he's been hasn't been making too many, negative noise, which is a good thing for Grambling. But he's young, he's progressive. That's what you need to have in power in the position for your athletic to be A1. Somebody that is forthcoming, willing to go the extra mile, and just progressive to the point where it's either my way or the highway. But I just feel like this. I understand this, Mr. Hardy. I feel like FAMU people are gonna try to run her off. But she has a job to do, and basically her job is to make sure that the programs are going on on the right path. The same thing as Paul Bryant at Alabama A&M. The same thing as Dr. Travion Scott at Grambling. Same thing as even Hakeem McClellan at Mississippi Valley. And Mr. McClellan is a disciple of Ashley Robinson. So, so you can't stick. You can keep some of the traditions, but you can't stick with the old stuff that you used to do. That that's all gone. I give another AD that's out there that's progressive and is interesting and is cool. AD Keisha Campbell from South Carolina State. She is the acting athletic director there, but hopefully, man, she becomes the full time athletic director for South Carolina State University because she is a South Carolina State legend in basketball. Um, she has a lot of ideas about progressing South Carolina State Bulldog athletics to a whole nother stratosphere. And I just want to say kudos to AD Campbell. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. How's it going?
We doing good, man. We doing good. We're doing good.
For some reason, my phone is kind of. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it a little higher. Hold on. Let's see something. Yeah. Okay. I think I can hear you good. If not, I'm gonna try to get you on my computer.
Okay.
I
So we.
got you. It's pretty low.
Oh, I'm low, or
Yeah. I don't know if it's me. It might be me.
yeah.
Hold on. Let's see something. I'm gonna try to get you on my computer so I can hear you better.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get you on my computer so I can hear you better.
All right. Let's see what everybody's saying right now. Can't sacrifice academics for athletics. If she pushes to get her APR up, they're gonna push her out. Hmm. Hmm. That's a word right there. That is a word. Lost your players, coaches, and now AD laughing at. Hey, first of all, let's let's get this straight, y'all. For all the FAMU haters come up in here. You ran off your AD. You are on your 21st athletic director right now. You have no stability in your athletic department whatsoever. And your APR is abysmal. It is atrocious compared to what other schools are doing with their APRs. Lord Jesus, y'all about to get my full start up in here. Y'all about to get my full start up in here. I'm gonna say this: Dion did not give us two SWAC championships. The players that we had gave us two SWAC championships. He was just the CEO coach for the football team. He didn't do anything to differ. He just brought in the players and he didn't coach them up. I'm gonna say it like that. I got you, Timona. I got you, T. She said what she said. Let them know. Let them know, Willie. I said what I said. Can you hear Mr. Ford?
I'm still here. I can barely hear you. I can hear you on my computer. But hold on one second. I'll be right back. I can
Okay.
barely hear you. I can hear you.
Hey, Mr. Ford, get his stuff together. I think I got Timona coming up. Come on, T. He driving. He gets the Draco.
Huh?
I said you get the Draco tonight.
What is this foolishness that I hear about SWAC schools trying to take A.D. Robinson from Jackson State?
Well, it's an interest, but he did. Y'all got to, people got to understand. He signed. Remember, he re-upped on his contract to 26. So remember, he signed that like right before the season. He signed that in the
I
offseason.
remember when Coach Prime did a Instagram video about it.
Right.
My thing is this: if which we all know, just based off of how everything was moving, that if Coach Prime couldn't lure A.D. Robinson away from Jackson State, which we all know that there was probably some type of offer out there for him, because Coach Prime definitely took a lot of people with him that was surrounded with him at Jackson State. So if you don't think that Coach Prime didn't try to get Ashley Robinson in some sort of type of position, then that's kind of naive. But to say that is, why would he leave Jackson State to go to Prairie View? Wasn't he already at Prairie View?
So he was at Prairie View from 2013 to 2018. So when he was at Prairie View, he did help implement the construction of the football stadium and all of the athletic facilities around the school. He
Right.
implemented
But
the athletic
Prairie View,
director
even
spot.
with all of these nice facilities, I'm not trying to downplay Prairie View at all. They have absolutely beautiful facilities. They just got a new engineering building. But
Yep.
for Jackson State, it's more than just the buildings, the athletics department. It's more than that. It's the fans, it's the atmosphere. Bar none, Jackson State has one of the most invigorating fan bases in the SWAC.
Right.
And so for me, it's kind of like, because I seen a couple people say, "Oh, that's an upgrade." Why is it an upgrade? Because of the buildings?
Well,
Because
he was there, 5 years not paying state tax in the state of Texas. That's,
not Penn State, boy,
we
they be
don't
hitting
pay
them
state
folks.
tax in Texas. I don't pay no state tax. I pay federal.
I mean, if he chooses to go back to Prairie View, then that's fine. Good for him.
I mean, well, yeah.
If
Hey,
he chooses, if
officer,
that's what he wants to do. But
right,
my thing is, I find it funny that not just the white folks that were happy when Prime left to go to Colorado, but it's the amount of black people from HBCUs that kind of get kicks and giggles out of Jackson State with the players exiting. They thought that was funny. Then we messed around and got the number one HBCU class and the number two FCS overall. Recruiting was amazing, and then we've been doing fundraising, and everybody coalesced around Coach T.C. Taylor.
yeah,
It's always somebody hating on Jackson State, and I'm not even trying to be like biased or delusional. I think folks stating that the media wasn't biased towards Jackson State there for a minute, or even just breaking this news. You know what I'm saying? It's like they always want to try to take away from Jackson State's greatness.
Well, first, Austin said you want something from the stove. I had to put that out there. Second of all, man, like to me, when it comes down to it, are you good, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I hear you better too. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we got Timon on here.
Hey, Mr. Moon.
Hey, Mr. Ford. I don't like it. Like, even just when I look at the polls and stuff, and everybody has the right to their opinion, but it just be almost to the point of being disrespectful when they try to throw these shots. I know they doing it because they do it for clickbait, for content, for likes, shares, and views. They don't want to say anything nice about Jackson State, so they talk negative about Jackson State. But it's just kind of like, y'all overdoing it. It's okay. It is okay. Like, they wanted Jackson State to fall on as a HBCU so they could laugh. And it's funny the amount of people that are from the SWAC or from HBCUs who do not wish Jackson State well because they feel like, I don't know, they feel like, I guess Jackson State fans talk too much stuff. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Man, we've been talking noise since I was there, and that was 26 years ago. we got a standard. We got a standard all by itself. But I always say this. And this is something that I say. If AD Robinson decides to leave Jackson, right? Let's just say
Oh,
no.
A.D. Robinson thinking about leaving Jackson?
No.
There's a rumor going out that he might be returning to another SWAC, HBCU, to Prairie View.
Whoa.
So
I mean,
is that in right? Has an article been written on that?
Yeah, HBCU game day.
Colorado game day. If it's negative press about Jackson State or it could possibly impact Jackson State and it's not good news, you know they're gonna be the first to report it. Reporting live from Jackson State's business.
Yeah, he said it was a source. It was a reputable source. But I'm just saying this: if he left Jackson to go to Prairie View, what makes you think that you might not go after, let's just say, a Hakeem McClellan up at Valley?
So you're saying that we would go after him?
Heck yeah, that's a Ashley Robinson disciple. Or you could go after Paul Bryan over at Alabama.
I don't think that they should go after Hakeem McClellan. I like what he's doing with Valley. I don't want to disrupt what Valley has going on. They have something special going on there in Atlanta. And I think that Jackson State should leave Hakeem McClellan alone. But I'm just put it like this. These last 2 years put everybody that was associated with Jackson State, not even just football, basketball as well, just sports. It put everybody on a heightened level of awareness for the greatness of not just our sports, but just Jackson State in general. So when that happens, the call is going to come. For me, I don't think lateral moves are the way to go, but if I'm going to leave a place, I want to leave for a better place or a place where I make more money. But then I also see how things went down in another state and how they're being treated now with certain things, and it's like all money's not good money, and you don't leave a place that's good for greener pastures, and you don't even know what kind of fertilizer they using over there. Is it spray paint or is it real grass? Is the grass greener or is it fake? Is it artificial grass? You have to be careful with doing that. And if that happens, is he firing the football coach? Is the football coach out the door if he don't win SWAC West? Is that what kind of changes they getting ready to shake up over there?
It depends on what it. Let's just say whoever is the athletic director. It depends on how it go because
I,
I don't, I don't like try to fire nobody. That ain't my job. I mean, I do it all the time. I'm a manager. I don't like. I gotta hire people and I gotta fire people. But when it comes down to it, I want people to keep a job. But if you're not getting it done,
because that's what they're looking for, right? If you're asking for AD Robinson to come to your school, you're looking at AD Robinson's success in Jackson State. The soccer girls, I think they won SWAC 2 years in a row.
yep.
And then you have basketball, regular season champs 4 times. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at the basketball team who was supposedly supposed to be last in the conference for basketball, and they did exceptionally well for Coach Mo Williams' first year. Then you have the football, but AD Robinson going to Prairie View, he's going. If you're asking for the AD to come over there, that's because you see what's going on in Jackson State, and you want that to be replicated at Prairie View. Now the question is, do you have the? We're not talking about finances. Do you have the fan base? Do you have everything else needed to be successful
Right.
as Jackson State?
Right. I just feel like get somebody that's I want to say exactly like AD Robinson, but somebody that's progressive. You know what I'm saying? Young and progressive that can
Um,
that
Mr.
can
Ford, you know that old AD? What is that old Doc? What's that old AD's name from what is it? From Bethune Cookman? That you guys was telling me about was the best AD?
Oh yeah.
was it Simon Clarence?
Lynn Thompson.
Lynn Thompson, yeah. Was
Yeah.
So could Jackson State get Lynn back in the game?
it
Yeah. I think they could. Yeah. Yes.
that's if. But remember, I always say
I don't even want to dismiss. I don't want to dismiss AD Ashley Robinson and just say bye. I do not want to do that. But to change the conversation, uh, if he chooses to leave, what are Jackson State's choices? I
I
think
mean,
Lynn Thompson is a good one.
Yeah. There are a lot of good choices out there.
yeah, it'd be Lynn Thompson. You got you could bring him back in the SWAC, Courtney Gaucher, but it is what it is.
No, we are not bringing Gaucher back. If you actually read
I'm just
and if
saying,
you
it just
actually read the attorneys, they had an outside attorney, excuse me, an outside law firm take on that particular case to figure out the logistics of how ethical it was and what types of things were broken. And the law firm determined that Gaucher was doing some things that were not right. He was signing papers and it had signatures of higher ups that had never seen the paperwork. He was making deals without consulting people from the higher ups. Jackson State's
well, if
not
he was
doing
doing,
that.
well, yeah, okay, now thank you for letting me know that because if he was doing all that, then yeah, he ain't
Yeah,
going.
like he
He can stay where he at.
and
But
another
he had
thing
Tulane.
Yeah. Right. He's at Tulane. Yeah.
He had Tulane.
he also accused somebody of stealing like uniforms or something like that, and he accused them of stealing them, and the dude had receipts where he was told to get these uniforms or paraphernalia. He was told to get it to distribute it to like alumni or something like to that effect. Like it was more involved with just the HBCU plus deal. It was way more involved than just that. He was signing papers, and then it would have like the signature of higher ups that never actually saw the paperwork. So for me, that would be a step backward, just because if you can't, especially at Jackson State or anywhere, like I don't know, you have to sign to like get signatures from 10 different people before you have authorization to do certain things.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like I said, AD Robinson is signed through 2026, so I don't see him breaching that contract unless Jackson State is ready to pay him some money.
You
So
said that he signed till 2026.
yes, he resigned. He resigned the contract last
I
year.
remember when he signed because Coach Prime was like, "That's my AD," and he just got paid. He just got paid, and we were like, "Okay, cool." I don't know. I feel like if Coach Prime couldn't get AD Ashley Robinson out of Jackson State, and you know he was probably offering him some sort of type of capacity of something over in Colorado.
Yeah,
If Coach Prime couldn't get him out, then I think that he will be here at least through TC Taylor's first year,
yeah,
right?
he would. Oh, hey, my mom's on there. Uh, but to me, like I don't think, like I said, AD Robinson ain't going nowhere. The man is signed to
I
26,
would get off of here and be like, "Hey, Ash, what time is it? Like 8 o'clock?
almost 9 o'clock.
AD Robinson, you leaving? You leaving?"
Nah, he ain't going. I don't think he's
I
going
asked him
anywhere.
the first time. He said, "Nah, he not going nowhere." I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I don't think
But you know what? They said he was leaving. The last time they was like, he finna leave. I will say this: whatever his personal life and his personal choices that he chose to do, he definitely left Jackson State in a better position than it was in when he first got it.
Now here's oh, my mom told you, she said hello, Mona.
Hey, Doc
Uh,
Holliday's mama.
but I know one thing. This is going to be an interesting storyline for SWAC Media Day next week. This will be an interesting storyline because people are going to pick up on this. They're going to pick up on the HBCU game day article. They're going to read about it. But this is what I say. This is what I say. He did a lot of things at Prairie View. He did a lot. Like when I'm saying he did a lot of things, that man did a lot of things for at his. You know what I'm saying? With him being as young as he was, as he is.
Right. Yeah. He's one of the best ADs in the country, especially in FCS.
Right.
I mean, he won AD of
Hey,
the
Mom.
year.
Hey, Miss
He,
Smith.
he definitely is AD of the year. He didn't earn that
Yeah.
title
Yeah.
AD of the year.
He is.
I remember even when they were saying, when people were whispering saying, "Oh, Jackson State's getting ready to hire Deion Sanders," and everybody was like, "Man, Jackson State's delusional. Jackson State is delusional." Um, that was AD Robinson that said, "I think I can get him,"
And he got him.
and he got him.
And
That
but
right
but,
there, in and
but
of itself, regardless of how things went left towards the end of it and after,
right.
that was probably one of the greatest hires in HBCU history, is the ability to get Deion Sanders to coach at an HBCU.
Yep. And
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that was.
and
That was
So
thinking
that's
outside the
something that
box. Yeah.
if
the
they
other
did a documentary on ADs, that's going to be one of those ones.
man,
It's
and
simply unheard of.
the other thing that I love what he did was he brought in TC Taylor to be on the staff with John Hendricks. So he
Right.
was on the staff. Him and Coach O was on the same staff with John Hendricks. And he went through the prime years, and now he ascended to the highest honor, which is head football coach. And Coach O being the associate head coach. So to me, AD Robinson has done a wonderful job as far as identifying
I,
identifying the talent to come in and to basically produce players, you know, say to get people to come in so they can produce players and produce young men and women.
right,
So
because
that's
that hire, well, keeping, like, I don't know we're not in the back rooms, but I'm pretty sure there was conversations that were had that was like, okay, we're gonna hire you, we're gonna ask for you to keep these coaches on staff. You know what I'm saying? And then folks keep on saying, like, first of all, as far as being the offensive coordinator or, you know, calling the plays and stuff like that, they were really flipping and flopping around that year when
Right.
Coach TC Taylor took the helm at Alabama A&M and the Scooter Bowl. He was
Mm-hmm.
responsible for executing at that high level. And then we saw some drop off, and that could have been due to the O line and stuff like that. But my thing is this: people are like, "Oh, he got demoted. He got demoted."
It
Man,
was never
TC
demoted.
Taylor as the wide receivers coach, that
It
is
was
one of the clutchest positions that he could have had.
to me. He was
Was
never demoted.
crazy.
He was never demoted to me. They just didn't know what to do, and he
Right. He
tried
wasn't.
to
It
do
was
everything.
never a demotion. It was like, we gonna try something different today. How about you call the plays? And he did a phenomenal job at Alabama A&M. But I'm saying, as a coach, at that point in time, he had Travis Hunter, Kevin Coleman, Shane Hooks, James Fertillion. Um, what's the other
Dallas
four-star name?
Daniels, yeah, Dallas
That
Daniels.
not just that. I'm forgetting his name now. The 4-star. There was so many 4 stars, and you have a 5-star wide receiver on your team, and you're the wide receivers coach. You coasting at this point. You're basically in autopilot, and you're responsible for recruitment along with Coach Otis. Everybody was like, man, he need to be the O line. He need to be the O line. No, he had the perfect position that he had, which was dealing with recruitment.
All right, first let me read this off right here. They said now he's talking about we sounding like off script. Nope, that will never happen. We do not sound like that
Who's
dude.
sounding like off script because I
We
say that?
sound.
How
Uh,
am I sounding like off script because I say that Coach GC Taylor had the perfect coaching position at wide receiver
uh,
and was able to still get Seven McGee even after the exit of Coach Prime? How? How?
this is one thing I
I
like
don't
right
even.
here. My this is my guy right here, Eagle Eyesight, and he come in, and he give out great commentary when he comments and stuff like that. When I finish watching the show. But what he was talking about was the offense was basically everything that offense was built around was to make sure Shador looked good with his numbers.
Right, right.
It
So
was
if
never to
Coach
be balanced.
Right, right. So if Coach TC Taylor was trying to balance it out, maybe Coach Prime didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's building people up because he had a purpose. And his purpose, of course, was to make uh, Shador look good. And in this, we're trying to make the whole team look good. The whole offense is going to change. You're going to see offensive coordinator who's had 20 plus years experience. And that's why when they were talking about the poll and they had Jackson State ranked at 16 overall, and the type of coaching experience that they have on Jackson State's team, that's why I was saying, like, this
Oh,
stuff be disrespectful as hell because it's kind of like, really?
my guy Pooh Bear. Is it Pooh Bear or Ant? Let me know. Golden Boot. Zoe was on the show last night with the guys from Bethune Cookman who cover Bethune Cookman football. Um, he said that it really was a petty move by Coach Prime what he did with TC Taylor. It was petty.
I mean, it was, but
It was petty, and it was petty because this is what Zoe said. It was petty because TC was getting looked at by Prairie View also. Remember, TC name was in the mix to become the head coach at Prairie View.
I remember that.
So remember that. And the reason why they said it was a demotion, he took the play calling duties away from TC because of what was going on at why he was getting looked for Prairie View.
Well,
So
you know,
that,
said Mr. Ford, Cedric
Uh,
Walker dropped some tea that he dropped some tea on the show the other night on Saturday, and he said that Coach T.C. Taylor was getting interest from Southern University before they decided to hire Dooley.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. The man had looks. He had looks. He had looks
Oh,
all
yeah.
throughout the SWAC. Whoever had a coaching, whoever had a vacant coaching position, head coach position, TC Taylor's name was pretty much almost at the top of the list.
And then I think people are just like saying that he's never been a head coach, but you're not looking. He has way more not way more coaching experience than Prime. Like a lot of these people that are saying this stuff, have you guys actually looked at the coaching that all of these different coaches have had in numerous different places? So I think it's kind of like our offensive coordinator, Brett Bartolone, he was literally just an analyst before becoming the offensive coordinator at Jackson State. He
And
had
now he's the
never,
wide receivers coach at Colorado.
Yeah,
huh?
he was recommended by Mike Leach.
Mike Lee.
Remember, Prime went up to Starkville, and he asked Mike Leach to recommend somebody, and he told him Brett Bartolome. He was recommended to Prime by Mike Leach.
Right. Before we do that, before we continue with this
I think my
conversation,
phone's about to die.
okay, charge it up. But before we continue this conversation, on this conversation, Urban Edge Network is partnering with the G League team Texas Legends, who is the G League affiliate for the Dallas Mavericks, on streaming all their games on their platform. So when basketball season comes around, Urban Edge Network is going to be the main ones that's
Is
going to
it Urban
stream.
Edge Network or is it? Oh, okay, Urban Edge Network. So not HBCU Plus. It'll be on something else.
It'd be Urban Edge Network. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they are partnered with the Texas Legends, and this is the first time a black owned business, black owned company has did anything with any type of sports affiliation with uh whether it be NBA, NFL, um, hockey, baseball, whatever. So I give this to the fact that they sat at the table, um, and they came up with the perfect. This is the perfect idea. This is the perfect match right here. And also remember the Texas Legends. Texas Legends basketball is ran by Spud Webb, who is from Dallas. Uh, so I mean that I want to put that out there. I want to get people's opinions about that because I like the idea. I like the idea that a black owned company is going to be the main carrier for the actual NBA affiliate basketball. So I want to see that. I want to see what's happening. But yeah, let's get back. We get back to the conversation. Then we're gonna move on to the main part of the show, which is the actual watch list that I have for part 3. But to me, man, look, I'm gonna be real honest with everybody. I'm gonna keep it real funky. I don't see I don't see AD Robinson going anywhere. I don't. I don't see AD Robinson
Maybe
going.
we need to get A.D. Robinson. I would
I
maybe A.D. Robinson. Why you just can't ask him? Hey, are you leaving? No,
I mean, but I
like
feel like
hey,
to me he's. I
hey,
feel
are you
like to
leaving?
me he's.
I mean, I wouldn't ask that question. I would just say, what is your vision for Jackson State in the next coming years? That's the same thing as are you leaving, right?
So
that
I
that
mean,
question.
I would ask him, but like I said, this is gonna be the big one of the big talks for Swag Media Day. The other talk is gonna be what is FAMU gonna do? Are they gonna be at the Kings of the SWAC finally?
That's
Or are they
supposed to
gonna
be the
be
conversation.
it's gonna be part of the conversation. We will see. We will see what's the
I
conversation.
I wouldn't even thought that that would have been the conversation. I would have thought the conversation was with FAMU. Um, what? Why do you? What do you guys feel about continually being coming in second place? Oh, I'm being petty. No, but I
I
didn't know that they
mean,
were
shoot,
crowned. I didn't know they was crowned preseason kings of the SWAC. That's news to me. I must have missed that memo.
yeah, I mean, people put them because the narrative is going to be the main narrative is going to be about Jackson State. The main narrative is going to be about Jackson State. The main narrative is going to be, well, you lost a lot of players, you lost your coaches, you lost majority of your coaching staff. How are you going to retain all that? And what are y'all going to do to actually go out there and win and put out a productive a product that is going to be better than what you saw last season? That's what I would say. That's what I was. That's the whole thing that I see as far as for SWAC Media Day for next week. You there, Mr. Ford?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my whole thing about it. That's my whole spiel about this. I wouldn't even call it an issue. It just uh rumor mill. That's what I
Yeah.
call it.
That's what I was about to ask you. I mean, like, so what's the rumor? I mean, have they said what school has reached out to AD Robinson? Is it
It
Prairie View?
was Prairie View.
Okay, was it the president?
Um, More likely, yeah, because remember they got a new president, Dr.
Right, they
LeGrand.
got a new president.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, my thing is the natural line of progression, if he's gonna leave Jackson State, is that he becomes the commissioner of the SWAC, not going to Prairie View. To me, that like I think Mr. Mona said it, the lateral move, I don't get that now. You would leave the Jackson State program, which is the top black college program. It's like really one of the top programs in FCS. Then you're gonna go to Prairie View? Dog, that don't make no sense. The progression for him would be if he's gonna leave Jackson State, then he should become commissioner of the SWAC.
Man, if you come to commissioner of the SWAC, oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't sound.
I mean, I understand where you coming from.
Yeah,
It don't sound right because you taking a lateral move backwards instead of
right. Somebody just put it. Be Fresh just said it. He just left Prairie View. Why would he backtrack?
uh, got a question for you, Mr. Ford.
Okay.
Uh Mr. Jawan Ford, he said,
Uh,
do you remember the Silver Dollar Classic? And would it be good to bring it back for Grambling?
okay. Now, was the Silver Dollar Classic in Texas, in San Antonio?
Uh
Where was the Silver Dollar?
I don't know. That's the first time I
Hey,
ever heard of that.
bro, Ford, tell me where was that? I think I remember that, but I want to know where was that in Texas? Was that the one in Prairie? I mean, in I want to say, was that in San Antonio?
Let me see if you say something. Stephen Gaither, he's asked me, didn't the state board body just remove the previous president? No. He
Oh, it was okay. It was against Tennessee State in Las Vegas.
okay.
Oh yeah, listen. Anytime them guys get a chance to play in front of them, in those NFL arenas, I'm for it. If you gonna get a chance to go and play, because what's that arena? The stadium that the Raiders play in, is it Allegiant?
Allegiant Field.
Yeah, if they get a chance to go out there, yes, I'm for that. I'm for that.
Yeah. All right. So we are done with that right now. We'll get back to that because I know that's going to be another talking point, like sometime this week. So we got my players to watch part 3, and I told you there's a three-part series that I had put together. So and for those who want to laugh at me, yes, I am at AT&T Stadium in my Dak Prescott jersey, repping my Cowboys. Don't be a hater all your life. I always get that though. But tonight I got a couple of players that you might like, Mr. Ford. We could talk all this. So the first player we got is Lyndon Rash.
Oh yeah.
Even from Grambling.
Yeah.
Built like a tank.
Yeah.
Fast like a Ferrari. We talking about a guy that's 6 foot, 220 pounds. That's a big dude. Look like he need to play running back, but he's a receiver. You talking about a guy that runs a 4.4. His numbers dipped a little bit because of the inconsistency at quarterback for Grambling. They was doing the quarterback shuffle. So, to me, he should have a bigger. He should have a bigger role for this season coming up.
Yeah, well, you just touched on it. The main thing for him is who's going to be the quarterback.
Right.
Because he's dominant. I've seen him before. I've seen Rash. Rash is he Baton Rouge? Where's he from?
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I've seen that kid. He's tough.
So he had 32 receptions for 517 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns, and he also had 27 yards on kickoff return. Right. I think he will be, if you got him on kickoff return, if you could get him on punt return, and if you could get him in the offense as far as being like doing jet sweeps and stuff like that, it takes the pressure off.
Yeah. This kid is dumb. Like I said, the main thing with him is who's going to be his quarterback. If they pick the right person, this guy's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
Right.
He's a playmaker.
So, and I'm gonna say this: he can make the quarterback look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you get a quarterback that can reach this guy's a player, man. I've seen him before. Right. He's big and dominant. Yeah. He's big and dominant.
I saw him play, I saw him on TV when they played Jackson State.
Yeah, I saw him.
And it looked like whoever was covering him, I don't know if it was Wiggins or if it was Jalen Hughes. One of them, my bros got burnt. Oh my God. He gave him some nasty footwork. I will give him that. Even though they still lost by 42, I would give him that. He could take the top off the defense if you throw the ball to him, give him time. He's working more on his intermediate routes. You can still use him in the short routes, kind of like a Wes Welker, Danny Amendola type guy, Julian Edelman type guy in the offense. It all depends on how the offense is going to be for this season. So
do you remember Florida A&M had a guy named Terry Mickens?
The name sounds so familiar.
Terry went pro. He reminds me of Terry. He's thicker than Terry, but his game is reminiscent of Terry Mickens. Terry played for Ken Riley, I believe, down at Florida A&M. Terry went pro, but he reminds me of Terry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another person he reminds me of too, NFL comparison. He reminds me of Cordero Patterson.
Yeah. He's here, isn't he with the Falcons?
Yeah, he reminds me.
Yeah, yeah. Patterson. Oh, listen, man. That Patterson guy can do anything, man. That guy can punt return. He can kickoff return. He can do running back. He
Yep.
can do the split. He can do the Z. He can do it all, man. The thing with Atlanta is they don't want to pay him no money. That guy's good, man. That Patterson guy's the truth, man.
That's what I would give his NFL comp right there. Let's see who we got next. Malcolm Mays, quarterback from Hampton. Of course, we got a CAA representative up in here.
Yeah.
His stats were 118 out of 214, 1,574 yards. This is the issues that I had with. We was talking about him last time. 15 touchdown passes to 15 interceptions. He is inconsistent when it's throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Also, he had 48 rushes for 171 yards and 1 rushing TD. To me, he has to get that interceptions down. He got to get it down. You cannot. To me, he already played one season in the CAA. This season, you cannot go back and regress like that. You have to get it down to like, if you could cut it at half, if you could get to like 6 or 5 or 6, then I think the season will be better. And also the receivers got to catch the ball too, because this man ain't even hit 50%.
Right. I saw him last year. He was kind of mediocre. Really, the last big time quarterback Hampton had was that kid Jet Duffy. Now that kid could play, man. He was something else. This guy here is more, just stepped in, and like I said, he doesn't show me a quarterback that can carry a team. I don't see that in him. I saw him a couple of times.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't know he was from Texas.
Oh, what city? What's his city?
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up because I was getting his stats. And I was looking. I was like, oh, he from here. So I mean, he from Texas. So I'm trying to see.
You didn't see his high school, did you?
No. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I do. Here you go.
What's his high school?
Arlington Bowie High School. That I knew that name sounds so familiar.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
But they got good ball in Arlington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he got a good size too. I mean, 6'5", 195 pounds, dual threat quarterback. Hey,
he just got to be better than. He's got to step up. He's got to be better than what he was last year. He just got to step up.
You got to step up. That's all I see.
If
he steps up this season, and get that interception total down and get some more yardage put up on the, as far as his passing yards with some more touchdowns, I think he gets it. I think he can excel in the CAA, even though we all know that we feel like that.
They over their head. But here's the thing: you don't you feel like they can beat A&T, right?
I feel like they could beat A&T.
They can beat A&T, right? And they can beat Howard, right?
They can beat Howard. They do have Howard's number in the last couple of years, but there's one thing. I just thought about this. Is another thing he don't have. He don't have Jadakiss Bonds anymore.
Right. Yeah, because that guy was the truth. Now listen, Hampton and Howard this year, is that at Audi Field?
Yep.
Or is that's at Audi Field?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that should be a nice crowd, and should be televised probably.
It will.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to seeing that.
Yep. So, I'm looking at. Yep, they do got A&T at Armstrong Stadium. So
okay, that's on the campus. That's on Hampton's campus.
Yep, and that is their homecoming too.
Oh, A&T. So A&T is their homecoming game?
Yep.
Ooh, oh, that's gonna be a big game.
What'd you say? Well, Blue on here said give me A&T over Hampton right now, but Hampton killed them 2 seasons ago. I,
Uh,
I,
hey,
I,
ask Blue. Ask Blue. How does he feel about this kid right here, Malcolm May? What does he know about him?
I've seen this kid play here here in Texas, in Dallas. I've seen him play. So in high school, he just got to me. I just feel like he just got to be consistent with the ball.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because like I said, when I saw him last year, he was a fill-in. You know, he was looking like they were kind of searching for somebody after Jet Duffy.
So we got, let's see, who else we got on here? My third player that we got on here, Caleb Johnson,
Oh, he's a player.
running back from Prairie View A&M. Now, this is
Yeah.
his season from Mississippi Valley.
Oh yeah.
But let me see what Blue said. Blue said this about Malcolm Mays. It said
Uh,
full of potential, but he's still extremely unpolished as a passer. Yep.
yeah, I thought that's what I. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I saw him. I didn't see that passing thing like Jet Duffy now. I didn't see that.
So with Caleb Johnson, his stats when he was at Valley last season, 144 carries, 524 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 receptions, 96 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, the reason why he regressed from 21 is because he was injured. He played injured the majority of the season.
Right. He's gonna love it out there at Prairie View because that's a run-heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, that offensive coordinator at Prairie View, he's gonna run the ball.
Right.
He got enough carries for at least 3 backs.
So you went from rushing for over 1,000 yards in 21 and to
Mm-hmm.
524 yards in 22 with injury after injury, and most of it was, I think he had 1 foot injury, a thigh injury. The best thing, he ain't had no knee injuries. That's a big
Right.
there. So he had those nickname injuries because he was the bell cow for for Valley.
Oh, he's gonna love it out at Prairie View. They got the big offensive line. Everybody's returning, right?
Yeah, everybody's
Oh
returning.
yeah, he's gonna like Prairie View.
Yeah,
He's
him and Antoine Amon, yeah, they're gonna be some.
yeah, they're gonna be tough, man. Because they run heavy. That they keep it on the ground at Prairie View.
And you add in Trayvon Conley with
Yeah.
his at QB, that is going to be a serious problem for the West, y'all. I'm just going to call it like it is. It's going to be some problems, and
I'm looking forward to seeing the wide receivers they brought in. Did they bring in playmakers, game changers? What kind of wide receivers did they get?
right.
That's what I'm looking for them. Because if they got the wide receiver, they better watch Prairie View.
I think that would be the main thing. We, like you said, we talked about this last time. In fact, we talked about this when Trayvon was on the show. What are you going to do as far as wide receivers go? And I hope Coach McDowell did address that issue.
But he told you they did. He said that they had some people that we hadn't seen that was basically going to shock the world. That's what he told you.
That is true. He did say
yeah, that. So I'm waiting to see it. Because to me, they were complete. That wide receiver room I thought was mediocre last year.
Yeah.
They didn't run away from nobody. They didn't separate from nobody.
Unlike the wide receivers that he had.
Yeah.
He had 2 seasons ago, but that was Juwan Paz being the quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm waiting to see with them. Because if they got them big time wide receivers, like you said, that West better watch out.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, we've got next on the list, Karan Prunty, DB from North Carolina A&T. We talking about this dude is a shutdown.
Okay.
He's a shutdown cornerback.
Where's he from? Doc, where's he from?
He's from where he go to A&T. So
I said, where's his hometown?
let me see. I got, I was reading on him earlier. Portsmouth.
Oh, he's from Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the high school?
IC Norcom.
Okay.
But
So
he's
he's from the Tidewater area?
Uh-huh.
Now, you know the Tidewater area trying out some players now. There's some bad boys come out of there.
Now, he is the transfer that is from Kansas.
Oh, he came from Kansas.
He came in from Kansas.
Okay.
So
he's been in the Big 12.
Yep.
Okay.
So when he was in Kansas, he started all 9 games in 2020 because that was the COVID year. He made 26 tackles, broke up 10 passes, made 1 tackle for loss, forced 1 fumble, and he had 1 interception. Held opponents to a 38.5 completion percentage against him, ranking him 7th in the nation. Did not allow a touchdown pass in his direction all season. That's a shutdown cornerback, y'all.
Yeah, this guy's instant. Yeah, this guy might go for All-American at A&T.
Last season, so he didn't play in 21, and he played last season. He played in and started 10 games in his first season at A&T for the Aggies. Made 32 tackles. I got 30 on there, but 32 tackles, had 4 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, and 10 passes defended. Ranked 14th in the nation and 2nd in the Big South in interceptions per game at 0.4. He tied for the conference lead in total interceptions and ranked 7th in the league in passes defended, ranked 40th in the conference in tackles. In his Aggies debut, he made 8 tackles, 3 unassisted against North Carolina Central at the Duke Mayo's.
Right, I saw that game. I watched that game.
So he made 6 tackles and added a pass breakup against South Carolina State, intercepted 2 passes when they played in a win over Bryant. Had an interception and a pass breakup in a win over Charleston Southern. So
yeah, I'm looking at what Blue's saying about him. Blue say he's already a preseason FCS All-American.
Yep, and that's why I got him on.
Oh yeah.
I did watch them when they played. We watched when they played Central. What was another game I watched when they played?
I watched them get beat up by Gardner Webb.
Yeah, we watched them get beat up by Gardner Webb. Oh yeah, when they went to Fargo to play North Dakota State.
Oh, that was. Listen, let me tell you something. North Dakota State could have put 60 or 70 points on them. Their coach called them off. I watched the game. He called them off.
Yeah.
He called them off. I gained a newfound respect for them coaches up at because they could have blown them out. I mean, it was what 30-something to nothing or 40.
Oh, they scored. It was like 40-something. It was 43-7 or something like that.
And they scored probably 30 or 40 points in the first half. He called them off. I'm telling you, I know when coaches call teams off. He called them off because if he wanted to embarrass them, he could have.
He could have.
Yeah.
So, now this kid is a dog. I see him.
Oh yeah, this guy is probably a pro prospect.
Yeah.
This guy. You said 6 feet or 6'1"?
6'2", 180 pounds.
Oh yeah, he's pro prospect. What kind of 40? We talk 4'3", 4'4", and all that.
It sounds like a 4'4", like a low.
Yeah, he's pro prospect, man.
He reminds me of Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's pro prospect.
So let's see who we got left next on the list. Adrian Maddox, defensive back from Alabama State. Who this man, y'all already know he was a SWAC. Defensive freshman. He could have been, they had a defensive freshman of the year category. He would have won it.
Yeah, they were tough, man. I remember that defense from last year. He was The right corner or the left corner?
I think he was if Blue, if I'm not mistaken, was he on the right side?
One of them kids was kind of tall. Is that him? That's not the kid that was real tall, was it?
This is
What's this kid's height?
he's 6'3".
Yeah, I think it is him. Yeah, because they had one of them corners they had was tall, was really athletic too.
Mikey Victor, that's the one I interviewed a couple weeks ago. He's
Right.
6, if I'm not mistaken, 6'4".
This guy right here?
No, Mikey Victor. Now, Adrian Madden is 6'3".
Now, where is he from? What's his hometown?
His hometown is Conyers, Georgia.
Oh, that's Rockdale County. What's his high school?
Heritage.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I passed by Heritage today. Yeah, Rockdale County. A lot of people are moving out there. It's a bedroom community to Atlanta. You have to go past DeKalb County and then into Rockdale. I know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And let's see his stats. He had 49 total tackles, 6 tackles for losses, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and one block. So
that picture you got up there, he looks pretty thick too.
Yeah, he's 200 pounds.
Yeah, and he's a corner. He's a corner or safety.
Corner.
Man, he's big.
He's
got that. You remember Isaac Holt?
Yeah.
He's got that big physical Isaac Holt look.
I'm about to say, Mr. Ford, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking about Isaac Alcorn, man.
Yeah. How about, man? I'm a Cowboys fan. I know.
You're right. You're right.
Isaac Holt.
Isaac Holt, bro.
To me, he's going into his second year. And he's a starter.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's gonna be a beast, man.
And to me, himself, Mikey Victor, and whoever else is in that defensive backfield, they fit the mold of E-Rob's defense.
Oh, like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They fit that mold of the E-Rob's defense. They take on his mentality. They take on his demeanor. So I give it up to him. I'm looking at his numbers to increase this season.
Yeah,
I see more on tackles being increased, but this is what I'll see that might decrease that interceptions because I feel like nobody's not going to try to test him.
Yeah, with Alabama State defense is never their problem. Their problem is always offense coordination. Right. I'm waiting on that new coach. I got to see that new coach, man. That Blue, your guy from Pike County. That's, to me, if he comes through for Alabama State and organizes that offense, man, I think they're going to be a threat, man.
Right.
Because, I've always said Alabama State to me is a sleeping giant. They just, it's can Ed and them wake them up? Because they get talent.
They can wake them up. Now, like I said, there's certain games they either gonna be up for or they gonna overlook.
He's bringing in a lot of talent, man. Now this kid right here, this Eddie Robinson, who recruited this kid? Was he recruited by Eddie or was he recruited by that Donald Hill-Ely?
Oh,
who brought him in?
He was brought in by Eddie Robinson.
Oh, he's okay. Yeah, okay.
He was a true. Adrian Maddox was a true freshman last season that played.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, yeah. That's like I said. The biggest thing with me in Alabama State is the offense coordinator, the play calling, the system. What kind of system they gonna run? Because they keep telling Alabama State is to me they just do a lot of underachieving in football.
Yeah,
they do a lot of underachieving now.
My guy DJ D-Lo. Now it's not Pike County, Mississippi. Now this is
Pike County, Alabama. Yeah, they went and got the head coach. I think he was the head coach, but he's going to be the offense coordinator for Alabama State. Blue, what's his name? I know Blue knows his name. I looked at him the other day. But if he comes through for them, listen, Alabama State's going to cause some problems, man.
Yep.
They're gonna cause some problems. If that guy can come up with a system that fits D Davis and they balance, run, and can throw it,
Mm-hmm.
man, we have to keep an eye on it. Cause see, that's one of Fam's big games in September too. Bama
Yep.
State got to go into Bragg Stadium. That's gonna be a big game, man.
We all go watch. I think that's gonna be one of our games of the week on the channel. So y'all keep out for that. Like I said, we're gonna do games of the week. We're gonna cover a lot of stuff. So y'all stay tuned. We got Zoe up in here. What's good, bro? Let's see what we got next. Kenny Gallup Jr., DB from Howard University.
Yeah, I've seen him.
We saw him last.
Yeah, yeah, I saw him. I've seen him.
We saw him last season. We talking about a guy. This guy right here is a in the box safety.
Yeah, I've seen him.
And the reason why I say he's in the box, y'all just look at his stats. 93 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 8 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble.
Yeah.
That's a strong safety.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to see what his size is, but I'm looking. I'm doing my research right now, y'all. So, but if he has the size of, and is one of my favorite Cowboys players, Darren Woodson.
Wait a minute. You gonna compare him to Darren Woodson?
I'm saying I ain't comparing him to Darren Woodson.
Oh.
And he's one of my players, one of my favorite players.
Oh, okay. I was about to darn, he that good?
He don't have the size of Darren Woodson. Remember, Darren Woodson linebacker when he was at college.
Darren Woodson was a bad boy. Was he Texas A&M or what was he? Arizona State? What was he?
Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah.
So he's also from Portsmouth, Virginia.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that Tidewater area, it's athletes galore, man.
And
that's something else.
Churchland High School. So his size is
I've heard of Churchland. Yeah.
He's 6'1", 210.
Howard is stacked. Howard's biggest question mark is that quarterback. They stacked. They got a lot of players up there at DC. It's just about that quarterback position.
Yeah. Blue said he reminds him of a bigger Buda Baker. I can give you that.
Oh, he's like Boo. Okay. All right.
Now, if he hits like Darren Woodson, because I'm telling y'all, I know y'all seen this play. I had never seen nobody get hit and they convulsed on the field like 2 seconds later. It was the game that I think we played. Who was that? That was the Seahawks, and I think it was the game where Emmett became the all-time leading rusher.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know who it was. All I know is Buddy came across the middle. Darren is coming full speed, full steam downhill, and knocked this dude probably like 6 yards back. And once he hit him, I looked on the field. That man was convulsing. He had a seizure on the field.
Who was the guy that had the seizure? Who was that?
I forgot. It was a receiver. You have to look at it. It was one. You gotta check it out on YouTube. You can probably see it on YouTube.
Right.
But that's the only other time I ever seen somebody get laid out like that and did not get back up. Other than who? Let me see. Other than Ronnie Lott.
Oh yeah, Ronnie Lott was something else, man.
Who can hit too.
Yes, he could.
But like you said, this guy right here, this kid right here, he's got NFL potential.
Yeah.
The main thing is got to cover that back, the back end of the field. Can he call the adjustments on the defensive backfield? Can he make sure everybody line up where they're supposed to go?
Right.
Um, and can you expand your game more? Get you a couple of interceptions. I think you get a couple of interceptions. You're legit because you get 93. If you got 93 total tackles, man, I mean that you was every other play you was inside of that box.
Yeah.
And it's basically you play like an extra linebacker. That's it.
Yeah.
Ooh, he gave me an idea. Bro said he think Lott and Steve Atwater was the hardest hitters at safety.
Well, the next person right over there said he mentioned Jack Tatum.
Yeah.
Don't forget Atkinson, George Atkinson, who was Mark Brown. Them guys, they took them guys to court. They were such hard hitters because they were dangerous, man. Jack Tatum is the one that paralyzed the guy. He was with the New England Patriots, man.
Stingley.
Darryl Stingley. And then George Atkinson is the one that put them vicious hits on Lynn Swann. They was something else, man.
Yeah, but everybody remember. Oh yeah, y'all remind me. Y'all remember that hit Atwater gave Chris McCoy nothing like.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Atwater was Arkansas. Where was he from?
He from Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's right. I remember him. Yeah.
See, who we got next on the list? Next on my list, Khalil Baker, defensive back, North Carolina Central.
Oh, he can play. I've seen him.
This is a safety right here. And
that kid can play, man.
He was all over the field in that Celebration Bowl.
Yes, he was. He can play.
Talking about a kid, I think he's 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Yeah.
But he's smart, y'all.
Yeah, he can play. That guy can play, man.
61 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery, 4 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups.
Right.
So
he can go. He can do it.
So that means he can play in the box and he can play in space.
Right. Yeah. He's a DB. He can do anything.
Right. I think when he gets into the league, I think he'll be more. They'll try to put him more as a corner.
I see him more as a slot corner.
Yeah.
He's more of like a slot corner. Yeah.
So I see, and he work on his hips, the hip movement for a cornerback. Yeah,
right. He reminds you of them cornerbacks out there on that West Coast, man. Them corners for the Rams, San Diego Chargers. Now, what's the name? What's Pete's name out there with Seattle? What's Pete's? Pete Carroll. Pete likes a big DB. He likes that big DB that almost look like a linebacker.
Yep.
I was about to say he could go to, but Pete likes a real dominant type DB.
Yep. Unanimous, consensus.
Yeah.
All-American.
Yep. Yeah, that kid can play, man. I could see him Raiders. He's got that Raider style too.
Oh yeah. Who reminds me of player comparison reminds me of Michael Huff.
Yeah. Huff was Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Huff was safety. He was safety, was he corner?
Huff was a safety.
Safety, that's right. He was with Vince Young. Was he with Vince?
He was in the same class with Vince Young and Michael Griffin and Cedric Griffin and
that's a national championship crew, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen Michael Huff when he was in high school at Irvin Nimitz.
Right, that's right. I heard of that high school. Yep. Yeah, Huff was tough, man. He was really tough.
So I got MEAC players on here, so I don't want nobody to think I ain't got no MEAC players on here. It ain't all SWAC.
Yeah, this kid, he can play, man. I've seen him.
Let's see next on the list. This is somebody that take your lunch money and probably take your mama too. Jalen Bell, the defensive lineman, D tackle from Tennessee State. Now his stats are from Valley because he
Oh
transferred.
yeah. Okay, that's a kid from Valley that went up to Tennessee State.
Uh-huh. You're talking about 43 total tackles, uh 10 and a half tackles for loss, four and a
Right.
half sacks, two fumble, two forced fumbles, and two fumble recovers. You
Okay.
talking about
Okay.
this kid is from the pride of Detroit,
What's his
Martin
high school?
Luther King.
Oh yeah, Martin Luther King.
Um, I I told Blue I had one more from Tennessee State. I was trying to get two on here. I was actually trying to get Kayvon Pope, so I'm probably gonna have to do
Oh man,
a
listen,
bonus.
he's a that Pope kid might be a pro prospect, man.
Oh yeah,
That kid might be a pro prospect. What now? Pope is he from Georgia? Where's he from? Like from Virginia.
Virginia.
He's from Virginia. That's right.
He's
Yeah,
from I think Dinwiddie, Virginia.
yeah. That kid could be a pro, man. That kid could be. I think something happened up there in Columbus with him. That's why he's at Tennessee
Yeah,
State.
he's by Tennessee State. He
Yeah, something
he
happened.
he did not want to be at in Ohio State. I think
Yeah,
his heart was set on being at the HBCU too, because
yeah.
like
That kid can play, man. That Pope kid will probably go pro. I don't know if he'll be drafted or he go free agent, whatever. But that kid will get a shot at the league.
right. I think he gets some more weight on him. You get like
How
the
much? How much is Pope carrying?
220, 225,
And he's 6 what?
6'1".
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad, but I
That's
think
not bad.
for NFL linebacker, middle linebacker, he probably get up to like 235. I
Yeah,
like what
they gonna give him them supplements now. They gonna blow him up. The
but
thing is, can he keep his speed?
playing with it, man. Blue keep telling me and rave about this defense for Tennessee State. I want to see what they all about now. I want to see what they all about under Brandon Fisher and what Eddie
Yeah,
George is cooking. And this guy right here, Jalen Bell, is going to be one of those guys. He's a catalyst, especially for the defensive line.
right.
This man was hard to move. For him to be 280 pounds, he was hard to move, especially when he was at Valley. You got Jerry Gardner that played on the D line. You had Ronnie Thomas that played on the D line. You had so many guys from that Valley squad that were tough. Even though they was undersized, they were tough and they was hard nosed.
Yeah, this guy do it. Tennessee State's like Alabama State. It's all about the offensive system, offensive coordination, and quarterback. Their defense was solid last year.
I like to see what he's gonna do defensive wise with this OVC Big South merger. That's what I want to see. I want to see what he'll do against.
Ask Blue, who picked to win the OVC this year? It's not Tennessee State, I know. Who they picking to win the OVC? Is it Tennessee Tech or somebody? Tennessee Martin?
I think it was SEMO.
Oh, SEMO, that's right. They had a big time year last year. You're right. It's SEMO. Yeah, that's right. Southeastern Missouri. Yeah, that's right. Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh, that was another name I was thinking about putting on here too. Terrell Allen, the D tackle for Tennessee State. I had plenty of people to put names to put on this list that I might have to go and do a part 4 for this list, and it's just to gear up for when August comes. Because once August comes,
Right.
we're gonna be full out there.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Tennessee State's defense, like you said, with the Fisher coach, that's not going to be their issue. Their defense is going to be solid. It's all about that offense. What they're going to do at quarterback. Are they just going to have one good quarterback? Because, that one good quarterback stuff is why Lane College came on their yard last year and beat them.
And that's why I have a question, Mr. Ford, about the quarterback. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So So why is it in HBCU football that, as of late, not saying historically, but as of late, with the emergence of dual threat quarterbacks, do they have quarterbacks who, the dual threat part, it's more like they're okay passers, but they're good with running the ball. So it's like a wide receiver that can throw or a running back that can throw instead of it being quarterback first. And how do you think that's affected quarterback play in the SWAC?
Well, when I was coaching, we would label them. If they would do a threat, and every time you looked around, there's running, we would say he's a runner. Okay, but we wanted our quarterbacks to be able to throw. If you broke the pocket, we didn't just want you to just take off. We wanted you to keep your eye downfield. But some of them, once they break the pocket, they're not looking downfield. They're gonna take off.
Right.
So I like dual threat, but my number one thing is I need him to throw the football. I got running backs. I got wide receivers. They can run it. I need my quarterback to throw it.
Ooh, I like this. I like this comment.
Do you think that's had a negative impact on SWAC play? Is getting quarterbacks who are not necessarily pass first, or they don't have good passing efficiency or completions, and the fact that they're able to scramble out of the pocket and take it for a run? Do we impact that?
I mean, let me get this one.
Oh, okay.
Let me give you an example. Mr. Ford, we could talk about this too. When Michael Vick was at Virginia Tech,
right,
he was a dual threat, but he played at that time with Frank Beamer. It was a consistent pro style offense. It wasn't no spread. It wasn't none of that stuff. We talking about two tight ends, one tight end, two wide receivers, a running back, and a fullback. That was at that time. In the time, that was what we considered a pro style offense. So his arm was light. To me, his arm strength was light years ahead of anybody that we ever seen, other than Steve McNair.
Mm-hmm.
But in situations, his feet got him out of situations to where it's steady drives and stuff like that. To me, when it comes to dual threat, right now, dual threat quarterbacks is not saying that they're not good with passing the ball. I just feel like, in a sense, whatever is designed for them as far as the play calling goes, that's what they're gonna go with. Because it's another thing. I always put this too. Felt like if Vince Young was a god at Texas, but when he came on the scene in the NFL, it was like he used his talent, but he didn't optimize on his talent. If you get what I'm saying.
Well, Vince Young's biggest problem was he never did commit himself to the offseason.
Right.
I remember when he was with Norm Chow. He was with Norm Chow with the Tennessee Titans. He would never stay in Nashville. He was always running back to Houston. To do the Houston lifestyle instead of, because see, we were always taught you win games in the offseason.
Yeah.
And he never took his off-season training and conditioning serious to me. Because Vince Young, to be honest with you, should have rewrote the history books. Now, getting back to Michael Vick, when Michael Vick left Virginia Tech and went number one to the, I think it was the Chargers, and then the Chargers traded him to the Falcons, he got that because of his legs. Now, when he came to Atlanta, and that was one of the great things about Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves simplified everything for him. He told him, look to the play call, look to the backside for the deep, and if them two not open, you take off. Now, the person who actually taught him how to become a competent passer was that guy that's at Kansas City.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. That was the guy who really taught him, because Dan was not really interested. Dan wanted to utilize what got him there, and what got him number one in the league was his legs.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't his throwing.
I feel like the dual threat quarterback situation for HBCUs, we're getting quarterbacks that they don't have the main thing, which is the passing efficiency.
True, McNair was a
Cam Newton is, for me, in this recent era, being that I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, like 2015 Cam Newton. Oh my gosh. You
but
talking
they
about
simplified the playbook for him with that one. My whole thing is look at Steve McNair. Steve McNair was a better passer than he was a runner. That man, but if he needs to get Alcorn out of a jam, that man was gonna use his feet. And y'all have to remember that man was strong as an ox. Another player we talk about in the NFL that's a dual threat, and he really don't get the credit that he deserved, is my guy Randall Cunningham.
Oh
Randall
yeah.
Cunningham is, man.
you see Blue's comment?
Let me see.
Well, Blue's right. The biggest problem we got in the SWAC is that we don't have excellent quarterback coaches.
Andrew Body was
And if you look at that boy that they had last year coaching D. Davis, Harry Williams, he wouldn't be good if he was coaching high school. He was terrible.
Andrew Body had the same. He was getting coached by the same quarterback coach that was helping Shador. Him and Andrew Body was training literally at the same time. Some of that stuff, it has to be in you, like pre-snap reads or just being able to switch up. Like,
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but still, the quarterback coaching in the SWAC is pathetic.
ooh,
And I understand what you're saying, but it is. The quarterback coaching in the SWAC is pathetic. It really is.
I mean, we've got some 3-stars like Tyler Macon. He's the talent is already there for some of these quarterbacks.
Right.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna tell you this: Alcorn needs a quarterback coach. They need an offensive line coach, and they need an offense coordinator.
Talking about they need all that before the start of the season. They supposed to be going 10-1 this season.
No, I'm trying to listen to me. They haven't had an offense coordinator since that Stachek guy left.
Yep.
Okay. They don't have an offense coordinator. They got his offense coordinator's name is Elliot Rotten or something.
Yep.
He's pathetic too. And they don't have an offensive line coach.
I'm gonna tell you the last 3 offensive coordinators Alcorn had, and they went elsewhere. One, Willie Simmons.
Yeah, Willie was good.
Another one, Fred Keiss.
So. I'm no Fred. Fred was so.
He was, but he had the offense humming when he was at Alcorn.
He had a system.
And then, like you said, that Ryan Stanchek.
Stachek really wasn't a throw guy. He was trying to run that offense that the guy at Jacksonville State ran with. Remember Pat White and Steve Slayton them?
Yeah.
He was trying to duplicate that at Alcorn.
I mean, but what I'm saying is when at Alcorn, that was when they were the offensive coordinators, the offense was humming. They was
Yeah. What's the name? When he was down there, I think they lead the SWAC in scoring when Willie was there.
Mm-hmm.
And Stachek, like I said, now his thing was he was trying to run that Rich Rodriguez system. But this guy, after Stachek left and they put Elliot, I have to ask him what's his name. I think it's Elliot Rotten or something.
It's Elliot Rotten.
Oh man, he's I'm telling you now, Alcorn needs a quarterback coach, offense coordinator, and an offensive line coach.
Yeah, we'll see. And see, look what we got next on my list. 9-9, Jeremiah Williams, defensive lineman from Jackson State University.
Yeah, I remember him.
So now he's going to take on a bigger role.
Yeah.
Because he's
Wait a minute. What's his hometown?
hometown is it Holmes County?
Oh, he's a Mississippian.
I think he's Mississippi.
Okay, what's his size?
6'3", 285.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
So getting him, he's gonna have a bigger role on the defensive line, and because he was in a rotation. Yeah, he's Holmes County.
Okay, so Holmes County. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember him.
yeah, I know. So I'm looking at it to where his tackles, he'll have more on tackles with more sacks. Like his stats would probably be more up if he wasn't on a rotation, on a
Right.
defensive line rotation. So he had 32 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks.
Oh yeah, he was tough. I remember him.
And I think he's going to be even more productive with the defensive line, especially with this scheme that they got as far as the defensive line.
Right.
Let's see. Next on the list, this is the last one on the list. Zarion Hayes, defensive lineman, Alabama A&M.
Yeah, he's supposed to be their best defensive lineman, isn't
Mm-hmm. He's a transfer from Appalachian State.
he? Yeah, App State. Yeah, I remember him.
Last season, he had 53 total tackles, 16 and a half tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass breakup. This man was all over the field because you can
Yeah,
line
I
him
remember him.
defensive line, you can line him at outside linebacker because he has the size. You're talking about 6'2", 6'3", 240 pounds. He's going to have his hand in the dirt a little bit more. He's a good rusher. I want to see him get more sacks, just not against Jackson State, but anybody else. I want
That's
to.
their major. It was Bullwag's defense coordinator. That's the major question at Alabama and him. What kind of defense are they going to put together? You remember that last year? I think it was last year, 2 years ago. He went out and got 57 transfers.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for them to bring them together now because it didn't work last year.
Hold on now. This is interesting. Lowe's, what you say? Reggie McNeil was Andrew's QB coach in high school. Ooh. You remember Reggie McNeil, don't you?
Yeah, that's Texas A&M. What was Reggie McNeil?
Texas A&M. That man,
Texas A&M. Yeah, I remember him.
Lufkin, Texas. He had the Lowe's, man. If you from Texas, one of the best games that he had, one of the best games that was in the playoffs was Houston Madison versus Lufkin High School. And it was in the, if I'm not mistaken, this was in the region semis. And Reggie McNeil and Vince Young was going at it all 4 quarters, y'all.
That was that Madison? That was Yates and Madison. Who was that?
This was Lufkin and Madison.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Lufkin went on to win the state championship that year. We talking about it was Lufkin with Reggie McNeil, Javorsky Lane.
Yeah.
They had some dogs on that. And this is way before. This is probably, what was the year was that Lufkin won? I think that was 2000 and I had to see. I think that was 2000 and 3. Okay, so yeah, Reggie
Hey,
30.
is that Yates and Madison game still as big as it used to be?
You gotta
Remember
ask,
they used to play in the Astrodome,
yeah, you gotta ask the Houston folks out there.
one of the biggest high school games in the country.
Oh,
They would pack that Astrodome out for that game. It was Yates and Madison.
Yates,
Alabama A&M, they got some big time well, I'm not going to say big time, but they definitely hit that transfer portal again this year.
Yeah.
And they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 FBS transfers.
It's all
That's
about
for the defense, or that's why was that just
Oh,
defensive players?
here I'm gonna put it up there. So, but you know, they also last year we saw them. They bought in like a
50
boat,
some transfers, wasn't it?
a boatload.
34,
Yeah, I
34.
remember. But I saw them during the season. They hadn't come together. They had not cut that. Now I love that boy he had at that running back spot that came from Michigan State. That boy was the truth, man.
Oh yeah, he back.
Yeah, he was something else.
uh,
So
this is
the defense it might be formidable this year because you had all of those DBs that they bought in,
Yeah,
and so they've been together for a little while. Even though Coach Maynard is known for his offense, but um,
because I think he's gonna be that offense is gonna be back. He got a quarterback from Georgia State, and
yeah.
that kid can play. He's from Birmingham.
Uh oh yeah, Mr. Ford.
Mhm.
Houston, Houston IS. Yeah, they a shell of themselves.
Who is that now? Houston who?
Independent school district. Because
Oh, for real. So
they
the Yates and Madison game not as big as it used to be?
not like that.
Because I'm telling you, when I went to Grambling, man, they was talking about that on the campus. Yates and Madison, they would play at the Astrodome.
Oh, what? What G? Nah, they had I remember when Yates and Carter played.
Yeah, where'd y'all play them at?
They played them down in Houston.
In the dome?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
got a DB from Michigan State, a DB from Oregon, tight end from FIU. They got a linebacker from FIU and a wide receiver from FIU. Or yeah, and then they have the quarterback from Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a big kid. He
The
got a cannon.
Dorian Pickett's from Appalachian State, Jordan Mitchell, linebacker from Appalachian State, and then Deshaun Brown, wide receiver from Appalachian State. So,
What about the kid? I don't see the kid from the quarterback from I was telling you about from Georgia State. He came there from Tennessee. Was it Tennessee Martin or Tennessee Tech? Did you
Tennessee.
see his name on that list?
oh, well, I would have to pull up.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
FCS to FCS, right?
Yeah.
That would be what?
It
Yeah,
was FCS. It'd be FCS to FCS because he was at FBS in 2020.
Right. That kid's I can't. I know he's from Birmingham and he's about 6'5".
Oh yeah, it's right here. His name is Cornelius Brown.
The four.
The four. He's the UT Martin quarterback, and then
That's him. That's
Bryce
him.
Miller is a long snapper from Howard. So there's a lot of teams in the SWAC that had some significant transfer portal movement. I know FAMU has bought in as many as 40 players. And so you have FAMU who bought in 40 plus players. You have, of course, Mississippi Valley State who bought in 50 players, 40 to 50 players.
Mm-hmm.
Bethune-Cookman, 40 to 50 players.
Right. I thought it was something like that.
So my question is for teams who did not bring in 40 players, but banked less than 500. So for instance, Grambling, who was 3-8 last year, are they just banking on experience or training or development for some of these players?
I think
They
more.
want an instant. What they going for is instant impact. A lot of these guys now, they're giving them 2 and 3 years. They ain't got time to develop. They not Buddy Pugh. They want instant impact. They want people who come in and can play immediately. That's what they want.
Another thing too is always going to be the prime effect going to come into play because of the simple fact that remember prime they wanted their coaches to be basically like what prime did and basically instant winners with these transfers and JUCO All American stuff like that. But
Yeah,
always what it's just what Blue was talking about. It's always going to be about the development. If you ain't in, oh, excuse me, y'all.
And that's probably why I was so excited about Jackson State's team from TC Taylor, because if you look at the quality high school transfers, or excuse me, not transfers, but recruits, the quality of the high school recruits, and then you'll see the mix. So you see Isaiah Spencer, who is,
yeah. That's the wide receiver from Mississippi.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I heard. Yeah, I saw him.
and there's a lot of high school recruits that are coming in, like the tight end from Florida, Sebastian Lewis. There's so many different freshmen that are coming in strictly from the high school, and they're very, very talented. There's a
This,
Yeah,
possibilities that a lot of
I,
these kids are going to be starting.
even though Trey is a rattler, I do agree with what he said. Coaches are under so much pressure to win fast.
Especially once Coach Prime came in here and wrecked havoc on the SWAC for 2 years, no mercy, and he switched coaches a couple of times, completely decimated and rebought in, especially for like the offensive line from one year to the next, and you
oh
still
man,
were
he
undefeated.
upgraded that offensive line quickly.
And they were saying, "Oh, your offensive line is trash," blah 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 blah. And you still swept, mind you, still swept the SWAC, but they
Yeah,
were talking about how trash it was, and then come back the next season and do the same thing. So it's going to be impressive to watch the development, because that's one thing that I think our new coaching staff has with as far as development. And if
Mhm.
you look at how they recruit, they're building a dynasty. So they're bringing in, of course, some of the players that have experience to fill in those gaps for the immediate need, but they're also honing in on high school recruits.
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So, like I said, it's always going to be that instant like gratification. Like you got to win fast. You got to win now. You got to win fast. And then if you don't, then it's gonna be, it's gonna be all in the air. It's gonna be up in the air. Like if you don't, and then basically that's where people, and especially ADs, the alumni and they get so anxious. They get so, what's the word I'm looking for? They want to rush everything. Like they want to, what I'm saying, they want
instant gratification.
instant gratification. You can't have it. Like you got to get
Yeah,
this organically. Like um certain schools just not gonna go and do the transfer portal thing. They probably
right.
get a couple of kids out of the portal, but most of them gonna do everything from ground up. Like they're going to build up their team from the ground up. And
That's what
so
you were saying the other day, Doc, when we were talking about South Carolina State, Mr. Ford.
Hmm.
And what if they have another season where they're losing because that portal, the transfer portal movement, South Carolina State didn't go heavy with like FBS and FCS transfers because Buddy Pugh's program is built off of basically high school students on
Yeah. Hmm.
developing. So, what does South Carolina State do if they're 3-8 again this year? Would he be up for being fired?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and I think
yeah.
that would be the hardest decision that AD Campbell would have to make. Because she's the Acme AD, but it will still be one of the hardest decisions that she would have to make.
But you have to understand now, South Carolina State is a community school. You know, it's a grassroots school, and it's not just going to come from the AD. If the alums decide that it's time for him to go, he's going to have to go. If he doesn't win, and the alums start raising sand up there in Orangeburg, he's going to have to go. I'm just telling you, because South Carolina State It's that football team is the pride and joy of the school.
Right.
And that's what when them alums say that you better win or else, they mean that. They mean that.
I mean, it's the same thing if you could say back in the 60s and 70s and the 50s with Grambling.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you knew what you had with Eddie Robinson, and when the 90s came, the game had passed Eddie's
yeah. It had passing by.
head to
Yeah,
him.
it had.
Like, you still running the wing T, and everybody
Yeah,
else is going, the actual
yeah.
shot. Well, you wouldn't call it spread, but it was shotgun.
Well,
Shot,
the person that really showed everybody that Rob had his days were numbered was Pete Richardson. He couldn't do nothing. Pete really embarrassed him. Every time they would meet at the Bayou Classic, Pete would embarrass him. And it was just time for him to go. Coaching is like a window. And when that window closed on you, hey, it's time to go.
right.
And like I said, the one that really embarrassed him was always Pete Richardson. It was Pete Richardson.
So yeah, when the gang get past you and you can't beat your rival, and
Yeah.
oh,
Listen, I
Well,
saw it
I
happen
think
to Tom Landry. Remember the game passed Tom Landry by?
ain't past Tom Landry by, and that was the
Yeah.
hardest thing that it seemed like it was so easy for Jerry Jones, but I think that was one of the hardest things that he had to do. I think he did say that was one of the hardest things he had to do
But the
was
game
to,
had passed him by. It was time for him to go.
yeah.
It was time
Uh,
for him to go.
so like you get those coaches, and I ain't trying to say like in college football, Joe Paterno was
Yeah.
way past his prime.
Yeah.
The thing had went way past him. But the thing about with Joe Paterno was the scandal with Sandusky and stuff like that. Basically, that just tarnished his whole reputation got tarnished off of that.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Um, or Bobby Bowden being at Florida State
Oh, he
for
stayed about 10 years too long.
10 years too long, and then it finally took the people to say, "Hey, it's time for you to go." You know what I'm saying? Sit down and go home. Go home and sit down and
Yeah.
just be pawpaw.
Yeah.
Um,
And if that guy at College Station don't win this year, they're gonna send him home too.
Jimbo.
Yeah, if he don't win, he going home too. Because he got DJ Durkin, big time defense coordinator. You can't get no big offense coordinator than Bobby Petrino. So listen,
Bigger than that,
Bobby
man.
might end up with that job.
Ooh, Bobby end up with that A&M job, and
Ooh, he might.
he going to the SEC.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. But yeah, but like people past their prime, like a Bobby Bowden, a Joe Paterno, uh, who else can I say? Hell, Frank Beamer when he was at Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Frank Beamer. Yeah.
Um,
But they hadn't had nobody that could run that program like him.
right.
They've
So
just been going through coaches.
So in a sense, like to me, as far as a coach goes, on any level except for high school, because high school it ain't really if you get with high school, you could be all time dominant, but if you get like 3 or 4 losing seasons in a row with that, yeah, they're gonna want you out too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they want. Yeah.
Lou Holtz was one that he stayed past his prime too.
Yes, he did.
Especially when he took that South Carolina
South
job.
Carolina. Yeah. Yeah. After Notre Dame, it was over. He
So
went to what? Didn't he go to Minnesota before Notre Dame, or he went to Notre Dame first? Well, where did he go after Notre Dame?
he went to South Carolina.
He went to South Carolina. That's right. Okay, but Notre Dame got him from Minnesota.
I thought Notre Dame got him from Arkansas.
No, Arkansas was the '70s, one of the '70s and early '80s.
Ooh, somebody said Nick Saban is heading in that direction.
Yeah, Nick Saban heading that direction too, like for real.
Yeah,
he is heading that direction.
So y'all are saying that Alabama has ran its course?
With
no, no, I ain't saying that.
not with the
No.
talent, but it's with the culture. Like Nick Saban is 70, what, almost 80 years old.
No, I thought he was in his 60s.
No, Nick Saban is older than that. Nick Saban's in his 70s.
Wait a minute, pull it up.
He's 71.
71.
He's 71. Okay.
Yeah, 71. But the
He
game,
was born in 51.
yeah, the game is going to pass him by though.
So Pete Carroll 71, Bill Belichick is 71. They all so what they finna all open up?
Shoot.
Yeah, that window closing.
That window is closing.
Now, one of the things that helped Nick Saban was he went and got Lane Kiffin, and Lane Kiffin upgraded his offense to a modern day type of offense. You know, that helped him a lot when he went and got Lane Kiffin.
And also when he got Steve Sarkisian too.
Yeah, when he got Sarkisian, that's right. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Sarkisian, boy, they should have stayed in that. I think they should win that Big 12, but they should stay in the Big 12, man. They gon' boy. Listen, I'm telling y'all, huh?
Who do you think has the top? Like, if you could rank the top 3 coaching staffs in the SWAC right now, what would your top 3 be for coaching in the SWAC?
The coaching staff?
Yeah,
Would be y'all 1, fam 2. Let me see. Okay, y'all 1, fam 2. Let me go down the list. Okay, the Florida schools, the Alabama schools. If this guy comes through at Alabama State, if that blue just put that stuff in there about, if he comes through, Alabama State is the 3rd best staff.
Yeah. What do you think, Doc?
So my thing is it'll be Jackson State 1, it'll be FAMU 2, and then if you could do it, like you said, you could flip flop these. You could either do Alabama State, or you could do I will say PV.
Yeah, I ain't sold on the offense coordinator. I just ain't sold on him yet.
Yeah, and then you got Alcorn because
and I ain't sold on them. I'm like I told you, they need a offensive coordinator, they need a quarterback coach, and they need a darn gone offensive line coach. But as far as head coach, I love Fred. I love the guy. His name is Cedric what? He's Cedric Thomas.
Cedric Thomas.
Oh, I love him. The defense coordinator at Alcorn, I love him. But they got some, I'm telling you, they got some offensive problems. See, Fred is one of them kind of coaches that's loyal to his assistants, and he gets mad when people start talking about he needs to get some, like a lot of people said after last year, he needed an offensive line coach and he needed an offense coordinator, and Fred got mad about it because he's loyal to his assistant. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
And see, that's one thing I can say about Coach Prime. If you wasn't
Prime's biggest problems was his offensive staff. Now, he never did. Now, even though that offensive line was upgraded, he never got that offensive line coach position right. That guy was terrible.
Right.
What's his name? Brett Bartolome and them, they were learning. They weren't no established coaches.
It was kind of like a project for them, if you think.
Yeah, he was a project. That's what Brett was. He was a project.
The only ones that were pretty much
Thurman.
was
Thurman was a goat.
Dennis Thurman, and
he was a goat.
Who else? It was Dennis Thurman, and then
Jason Phillips was let go.
Yeah, Jason Phillips left.
Yeah, I saw something. He's somewhere. Where is he now? Isn't he back at Houston?
I think he went back to Houston.
I think he did too.
Coach Weeks, for the New York Jets that was on that potential.
Yeah, he left too, right?
Yeah, he did leave, but I'm just saying, as far as experience in NFL, we got Dennis.
Oh yeah, y'all had the see, it was Dennis was defense coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, New York Jets. Weeks was with him. and I'm trying to think who else was recording them with them.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all had. I mean, the defense to me was solid. The defensive staff, I didn't have no problems with them, none.
Oh, and Kevin Mathis.
Yeah. Kevin was he was Baltimore Ravens, right?
Kevin Mathis, Cowboys.
Cowboys, that's right. He was with the Cowboys. That's right. Yeah.
Mathis. Because these are the only ones he had that came. I mean, last season that was still on staff that was from the NFL. Mathis.
Right. But like for the offensive line, Coach Markinson, and I think for that part, you could say, based off of what we saw in the documentary, that they had some real big problems with the recruits that they brought in.
Now, who was that?
Like Tony Gray was supposed to be a highly touted recruit.
Oh no!
And then the other guy from that ended up, he came from Mizzou and then he went back to Mizzou.
Dylan Spencer. His name was Dylan Spencer.
So he was highly recruited. So those are two right there. And then you had another one that had committed to Jackson State, and he actually didn't play at Jackson State. He just didn't ever come. So for the offensive line, they were definitely at a disadvantage. And I also think that for Coach Prime, of course, when you're coming into a new season where you're getting new players, you're going to focus on he's a type of coach, even in Colorado, you'll see that he's skill position focused.
Yeah, and that's why he's going to get beat to death in the Pac-12.
And then it's kind of like the offensive line was an afterthought that
and the defensive line too. He's gonna get beat to death because let me tell you something. That Pac-12 is waiting to beat on him. They putting something in the paper every day. They waiting to beat on his head. I'm serious.
Yeah,
them schools like what's that school now? Yeah, Oregon State and all of them. When they beat up Prime them, everybody gonna be shocked. Because you don't hear about them schools. They're going to beat Colorado to death. Like I told you, what they need to do at Colorado is get out of that Pac-12 and go Big 12 so they can get some of them boys out of Texas. That's what they got to do. Because they can't get them boys. They got to get out of that Pac-12.
I'm excited to see the Texas pipeline that Jackson State has established.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see our legacy quarterback that committed?
Yeah, the kid. Y'all, I heard y'all talking about it. Was it this week?
Yeah,
I didn't call in. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about his granddaddy or daddy played on the Jackson State team, right?
His granddaddy and uncles played on the team,
and his daddy went to school there too.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about it. Yeah, I saw one of y'all showed the highlights. The highlights were great.
What do you think about that 6'9" recruit that we got from Jackson State for the basketball?
I had told you about him a couple months ago.
Was it the kid from Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his high school?
It's I know it's a charter school.
Okay.
But 6'9", 2 look like about 230.
Hey, I'm just listen. You know, that's one thing I want to improve in the SWAC is I want men's basketball to improve. It's going to be great. You know, I thought that Ashley Robinson put. And by the way, I hope what y'all saying is not true. I really don't want Ashley to leave Jackson State, and I don't know if you heard me, Mr. Moan. If he's going to leave, he needs to be the commissioner. He doesn't need to go to another school in the SWAC.
Now that I can get behind.
I don't need him to go to no prayer. I don't need him. That makes no sense.
It's not.
You've already been there.
Unilateral.
Yeah, a lateral movement. I don't like that. If he's going to leave Jackson, then he needs to become the commissioner.
Well, it's just all talk right now.
Yeah, I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true.
Are they offering him double pay or what?
That's what they're saying?
Do we got another situation where it's like, come on, AD, we got another Coach Prime situation? We'll get you the money. What you want?
I don't think it'll be another Coach Prime situation, but that offer is too tempting to not refused out there. But I
Which
we I'm just not gonna say, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. AD Robinson is signed through 2026. We just
Right.
keep it. We just gonna keep it there. We gonna keep it there, and we gonna keep it funky. Oh man, let me tell you what I did Saturday. Saturday, I had to go help out the other lid store inside of the Galleria Mall.
Right.
They were short-handed, short-staffed because people got caught stealing. Um, so go up in there, go help out, go help my bro out, and ended up helping out Michael Brockers.
Oh yeah, LSU, right?
hmm
The Rams.
Yep, with the Rams, and he with Detroit now.
Oh, yeah, he's been around for what? He's been what about 12, 15?
Nah,
How
he ain't
many?
that
What?
long. I think about 7 or 8.
Broncos only got 7, 8. You check, hey, check that dot.
I think it's like shoot.
Pull him up. Pull him up. Pull him up.
No,
Broncos been around a long time.
but he's a regular customer.
Yeah, Broncos about 6'6", what, about 300?
Yeah, he about 6'6", 6'7", 3. It looks like he's like 290, but I think he's like 300.
Pull him up. See how many years experience he got in the NFL. Because he was LSU. He was back there sometime.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 297 now. So he
What's his age now? How old is he?
32.
He's done 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I said. He ain't did no 15. He did
He
like
did fit. Okay, he's done 10. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, mm, he's a
Because it was him and Ndamukong Suh, right? Or was it Aaron Donald?
it was him and Aaron Donald, and
Him and Aaron Donald. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
he is a free agent right now. So
Oh, he's a free agent?
hmm
I wish he could come over to Atlanta. We
but
need him.
he got family that stay here in Dallas, and he from Houston, so he got family that stay here in Dallas. So he was passing through, and he come and get hats all the time. So I
What
had
was his high school in Houston?
Chavez.
Oh, that's right. Chavez. Okay.
Um, yeah, when I stood next to him, I got a picture too. I had to show y'all the picture I took it with him. He came to the Liz store when I worked in Frisco, my first store I worked at, and that's when he got traded to the Lions for Matt Stafford.
Right.
Which
That's right. Yeah.
which he said that with
Yeah.
Jared Goff,
Yeah.
they
Jared Goff. Yeah.
yeah they sent him and Jared Goff to Detroit for Matt Stafford to get Matt Stafford over there. But but he's a cool dude, and I was like, man, you know what? Hey, we need you on the Cowboys. We need you on the Cowboys. Come play with the Cowboys. Be with Dan Quinn in that defensive system.
Hey, Doc, you and Mr. Mon, let me throw this at y'all. What y'all think about Vince Young as head coach at Texas Southern?
Vince Young.
As head coach at Texas Southern.
Ooh, you
what?
you have all Southside Houston because he from the South Side, y'all. He from Hiram Clark.
That would be a nice hire, wouldn't it?
Woo.
Or Vince Young at Prairie View.
Y'all still big on celebrity coaches?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Vince Young is head coach at Texas Southern.
My boy Los, he tested Sutter through and through. He said no,
He said no.
no.
Why?
It said the University of Texas will pay former Longhorns quarterback Vince Young $100,000 annually as a special assistant to the athletic director. That was at UT. Well,
Yeah, UT Austin. That's the flagship school.
I mean, I just feel like the whole like celebrity football coach, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Because in my mind, they're always going to be feeling that HBCUs are less than or a stepping stool. I don't like it. I really don't. And see, he's only making $100,000 at UT, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he legacy.
even if they paid him like 200,000 or 250 maybe, he's still going to be looking, and 250 to be the head coach, meaning you're making all of the decisions, who your coaching staff is, how you want to run your program. And to me, you still have the coach in their mind thinking, how am I going to elevate to the next level? I don't like that.
I'm gonna tell you just like that. You have this young coach at TSU. You have all the Hiram Clark down there. You have Sunnyside down there. You have Dead End down.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. So listen, the celebrity coach brought y'all 2 SWAC championships and 2 trips to the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, but you have to. I don't know.
And y'all were undefeated while he was there in the SWAC, right?
He also bought with him in tow a quarterback automatically. He brought with him the Louis luggage, the quarterback. He already had what he needed to build the team around. I mean, isn't Hugh Jackson? Hugh Jackson is literally an NFL coach, and he went down to Grambling, and he went 3-8.
That's right.
Yeah, he was the offensive.
He better not do it this year. He better not do 3-8 this year.
But the amount of pressure from even Grambling fans, I'm like, dang, y'all are hard on y'all coach. Y'all thought you thought it was going to be another Deion Sanders.
What? You have not. Grambling fan base. I'm gonna say it like this: Grambling fan base is worse than us as a fan base. I had to say it, Mr. Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all fan base, what? Foz didn't get it done. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Broadway was tripping. He went on he went to A&T. Doug Williams didn't want to do right. Get him out of there. Eddie Robinson, the game that passed him by. Sir, it's time for you to retire.
I just think he mishandled that quarterback situation last year. I still think that Chance Army guy should have been the quarterback. The kid from Texas. That's the kid should have been our quarterback.
We'll see.
And now where did he go, Doc?
He went. I haven't seen anything about him, but I know he went.
But he's not at Grambling, is he?
From what I heard, no, I'm gonna check the roster. And yeah, please, all athletic departments, please update your rosters.
Yeah, because they go to camp in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Maybe they still planning on a couple of them getting sent to the goulash. Maybe they can't plan on cutting a couple more or adding a couple more.
I'm just saying.
So when does Jackson State players report to camp?
They already there.
I mean, when do they start? Officially practicing?
I think the 1st of August, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm thinking it's the first. I thought it was the last of July.
It needs to be right after SWAC.
Because y'all play on the 26th of. Wait a minute. Don't y'all play on the 26th of August?
It would be July 31st. I had to ask Bruce.
Yeah.
But it will either be the 31st or it'll be the 1st. But it's always that first week, that 1st of August.
Mr. Haynes, I didn't count Coach Hugh out this year. I actually said that I expect for Grambling to do much better this year.
He better.
But then again, Mr. Ford, I was saying on the show the other day, I was saying that Valley could possibly have some upsets going on.
Yeah, I hear you keep saying Valley gonna beat FAMU. I hear you with that.
Did you hear me say FAMU is going to beat North Carolina Central after they leave UCLA?
Wait a minute. FAM and UCLA? I mean, FAM and Central play this year?
No, Valley is going to beat North Carolina Central after North Carolina Central comes back from playing UCLA.
That's going to be a tall order, Mr. Mona. That game's in Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big game.
Going to be tired anyway.
That's going to be on television.
Mind you, they beat North Carolina Central.
Yeah, I remember. You're right. About 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And all of the players, of course, they were, I guess they would be rookie at that point in time.
Listen,
At that point,
listen. Now, Mr. Mona, I might be wrong, but I'm expecting Central to be better than what they were last year. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm really thinking I'm high on this guy. Doc, I'm talking Trey Oliver. I'm high on that guy.
Yep.
I think that guy is a young and coming coach.
I know it's gonna be taxing on their bodies to go from
Los Angeles and then go home and then come back to Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's gonna be taxing.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. But let me tell you something.
That time difference, that's a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah, it's gonna be jet lag. It's gonna be jet lag.
And they're not gonna play at night. They're gonna play in the afternoon. They're gonna Pac-12 either play at 11 o'clock in the morning, so you're gonna have to adjust for your. Blue said that they might go 10-1. Woo! All right.
Who's 10-1?
Blue said Central might go 10-1.
I'm telling you, listen, man.
They got skull drugged by Campbell last year, so now they get their rematch.
I'm gonna say it like this: that Campbell is not who they always to be. Because the reason why, but the reason why I say that is why I say that, and I know I got to get out because I got to be at work in the morning. The reason why I say this is that Campbell has never had a team where they finished above 500. They have been,
because and Doc, you know the reason they don't care about their offense. I watched Campbell. I watched them against y'all. I watched them against some other teams last year. Their offense is not. It needs to be upgraded. Everything on that Campbell team is about their defense.
Isn't this their second year in a row getting the number one? Now, what do we say? Now, of course, you have to develop players, but what do we say was one of the number one reasons of how to develop a football
team? You're talking about them high school kids?
Not just that, but being able to recruit. So they have the number one recruiting class in all of FCS. And this is
he does a good job with that. But I'm telling you, Mr. Simone, if you watch him, he's basically running a high school version of a triple option. His offense is not upgraded.
Well, if they have a bad season again this year and they get rid of Mentor, they've been holding on to him for a while. Somebody SWAC needs to grab him up ASAP.
Well, he needs to do what Eddie Robinson did. He need to go get him an offense coordinator.
They held on for so long because they only been playing football for the last 7 to 8 years.
He's been there 10 years.
Well, you know what I'm saying? About 10, it's around that time. It's 10 years. That's what I'm saying. He's been there since the inception of the football team.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, if y'all watch him, their offense is very simple. I'm talking about really simplistic. I've watched them. Mm-hmm. They have not, ain't no spread, ain't no air raid, nothing. To me, it's like just triple option. He got to go get an offense coordinator.
Like he built the program, like that man built that program from the ground up. But it's just the fact that they get high, they get up, and then once they hit that middle part of the season, it's downhill from there. They have never finished over 500 in there.
And just as long as they beat North Carolina Central, well, no, I don't want them to beat the HBCU. Let me take that back.
Well, sure, they ain't got nothing.
Doc, like I tell everybody, you put 8 in the box, you ain't running. Then that's it. You ain't no running. You put 8 in the box, ain't nobody running. That's what they did to Alcorn last year. They put 8 in the box on them.
Yeah, I about to say this. Blue said they ain't firing Mentor because they just got scholarships like a couple years ago.
Well, he's been doing good with his recruiting.
Yeah, he just needs to go get an offense coordinator, upgrade his offense.
Well, what I was saying is because Blue did say that North Carolina Central could go 10-1 this year. All I said was that there's a chance that Valley could upset them. And to Mr. EA, he said that FAMU didn't bring in 40 transfers this year. I know you're getting ready to get off, but can you just pull that up real quick? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? That's 17 right there, right?
That's FBS to SCS.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So that's 27 between FBS and FCS, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
they brought in at least a minimum of 13 JUCO. They definitely brought in 40 players this year. Stop playing.
Yeah, they brought in a lot of kids. They did.
Stop
And
playing.
people say, and this is the whole thing, and then
They,
we'll roll out, and then we're gonna roll out from there because I don't like when it said, "Well, we got the same team back from last season." Yeah, you probably got the same team back from last season, but Willie ain't stupid. He know he got to upgrade in certain
Yeah,
spots.
that's right. He know that.
He got to add depth. So
Yeah,
really, their team
yeah,
not the, really is not the same. You got almost a whole new team. That is
yeah,
the norm now for college football. Now it goes from NAIA to D3 all the way up to FBS. That is
yeah.
the new normal for college football.
You know, what's your homeboy out there at Baylor? Remember, that's what he said at the Big 12. He said that last year he basically ignored the transfer portal, and he was called on the carpet by the alums and by the administration at Baylor,
Yeah,
and
Dave.
told that he had to incorporate those transfer portal kids, and that's what he did this year. Because he said that when the season last year, he had a depth problem. And what the administration told him was, you wouldn't have had that depth problem if you had brought them kids in from that transfer portal. So this year he embraced the transfer portal. Dave Aranda, what is it, Aranda?
Yeah, Dave Aranda.
Dave Aranda. Listen, you don't have a choice. To me, I love the transfer portal because it puts the HBCU in touch with kids we haven't had since the 70s.
Right.
So I'm all for the transfer portal. I think it has done a great thing for us.
That's the new normal, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. That's the new normal.
I just wanted to just show that, when they say, oh, 40 players, they're saying that, they're bringing in the same team as last year. 40 players is definitely not the same team from last year.
No,
So
he's upgraded. Now one thing I can tell y'all, and you're gonna see it. The wide receiver room at FAM has been totally upgraded. The running back room, it was all right, but he added to it, and you'll see it.
Well, we got a whole 5 weeks.
Oh yeah,
We got 5 weeks left, y'all. We look, my hands is itching, y'all. My hand is itching. I know if your hand itches money, but shoot, the hand itching because it's about to be football season. And at as that goes, look, I thank everybody for joining this, coming on here. We're talking about the list. I'm gonna have to do a part 4 because this list, I with players, it's some players that I did not get, and I know I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, that boy right there is good. That kid can ball. He can improve, but I know he got the potential to be, you know what I'm saying, to be better." And that's my whole thing. And I just want to highlight players that really don't get that type of, that type of shine um, from other media outlets and put it on mine. And then like, hey, we got a list. We got something going on here. But let's see. Make sure that if you haven't hit the Cash App for tonight, make sure that you hit the Cash App for tonight. I want to give a shout out to my bro DJ D-Lo for donating the 5, and Zamoria Woods for donating the 5 for the platform. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All you have to do is just hit that Cash App, and there you go. Cash App HBCU Overdrive. Also, you can join the channel It's two tiers. Is overdrive blue, overdrive purple. Get everything from me ahead of time before anybody else can get it. And if you haven't done it, make sure you subscribe to both my platform and my co-host on Saturday night. She loves D. Make sure you um, subscribe to both channels. So we ain't we trying to do a lot of things up in here, big things. We trying to do a lot of big things. So make sure
Are you doing part 4 on Thursday or Wednesday or Friday? What day are you doing part 4?
part part four probably be on Thursday.
All right,
It'll probably be on Thursday.
cool. I think I'm going to ruffle some feathers tomorrow then.
Oh, you
What,
wrote
what time are you coming on, Mr. Mom?
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. We're gonna talk about the positions of Jackson State, starting with special teams. Just I'm gonna ruffle feathers because I think, of course, that Jackson State is the best team in HBCU football. So we're gonna ruffle the feathers a little. Oh,
all right, man. But I appreciate everybody coming on. So we gonna get up out of here. I'm hungry and I gotta go to bed in a little bit.
Okay, y'all have a good night.
All right. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right.
Ford.
Good night.
Mm-hmm.
stay doctor, stay dangerous.
You ah, just treat you like I treat my mama. Ah, bye. My mama, I'll be treated, but I won't treat my mama bad. Like she'll get on my head though. But hey, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous. Be out this thing. I might come on tomorrow. I might not. It all depends. But Thursday night would be part 4. So y'all give me some players that I have not covered, especially Blue. Since you in here, give me some players I ain't covered yet, and I'll put a list out. So we out this thing. Peace.